Hi. Good what? What is it?
Hi, I look like a sock.
Wearing my Harvard hoodie. If you didn't know, Harvard was like my biggest dream ever, and now it's not, but I'm still buying a lot of Harvard merch.
Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new reading vlog here on my channel. I know I haven't done a regular normal reading vlog in a while. We have a very awaited and requested, highly requested video of the Band of Brothers memoir, which I have in fact started, and we have it right here. This is what's gonna be the main focus of this reading vlog. Today's Thursday. I'm hoping to finish this up by the weekend. I'm at page 56. So I'm here in Band of Brothers. I have also decided to annotate this book with my thoughts and everything that is interesting and stuff. So I've decided that I'm gonna be reading up everything that I have been annotating. I will be reading this tonight, and I will be continuing knitting my socks because I am currently working on knitting a pair of socks. Yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Yeah, with no further ado, let's go to talking about the annotation.
Welcome to my bed. Oh, why is my camera like that? My camera is touchscreen? Oh my god, I didn't know. Okay, anyways.
Show you what I have been annotating.
I started my annotations with the very beginning of the book, which says here, "From this day to the ending of the world, we in it shall be remembered, we gallant few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother." And then I marked chapter 1, the beginnings. I marked the entire first sentences that says "I am still haunted by the names and faces of young men, young airborne troopers who never had the opportunity to return home after the war and begin their lives anew. I live with flashbacks of an attack on a battery of German artillery on D-Day, an assault on Carentan, a bayonet attack on a dike in Holland, the cold of Bastogne. The dark memories do not recede. You live with them and they become a part of you." That is I just needed to have this to remember it by, So I marked it. Then, next page, I also marked a few things. I marked, "To buddies with whom I shared a unique bond. To men who are my brothers, in every sense of the word. I live with these men every day. The emotions remain intense. Here is my story, set against the backdrop of war, and among the finest collection of men I've ever had the pleasure to know." And then it continues over here. "I made up my mind, however, that I wasn't going to drink, and I have never lost my respect for women." Oh, what a man. Then I didn't mark anything until the next chapter, and that was the title that says, "There is nothing easy in easy company." And I was like, true. If you watch Band of Brothers, and if you haven't, I do have reactions to it if you want to watch it together with me. That title just sums it up pretty much. Over here, next marking is at page 17, and I marked, "Sobel intended that Easy Company would be ready when it entered combat. Lieutenant Sobel did not impress me as a field soldier, but he was the commander, and I was determined to do my part to make my platoon the best in the company. My first day at Tokoa was a shock. All of a sudden I felt I was back at basic training. It was pretty rough, but you expected to have it rough if you were going to be a paratrooper. Few of the original members of Easy Company survived Tokoa." And then the next page, at page 20, I continued a little bit more, and that is, "Lieutenant Sobel demanded that these endurance tests be accompanied by water discipline. No soldier was allowed to take a sip of water from his canteen until the march was over." And I had done a bit of wrestling before, so the thought of an armed combat did not unsettle me, but the thought of thrusting a steel bayonet into someone, that took some adjustment. Yeah, I've been devouring this book, by the way. Okay, then we have, "Born in Chicago in 1912, Sobel graduated from Culver Military Academy and became a reserve officer upon his graduation from the University of Illinois. He arrived at the 506th from Fort Riley, where he had been serving as a military police officer. Historian Stephen Ambrose describes Sobel as a petty tyrant who exuded arrogance. Sobel was a strict disciplinarian who ruled Easy Company with an iron fist." Page 30, I decided to mark up The men who received the highest scores in Easy Company in the physical competition were Bert Christensen, Gordon Carson, George Rayner, Carwood Lipton, and Robert Van Klinken. Their collective reward included bragging rights in the company and the opportunity to represent the company in the battalion competition the following day. Oh, Bert and Lipton, I love them. Next marking was at page 34 that says, "To this day, I keep a list of the Toccoa men by my desk and I look at it every day. Every trooper who joined Easy Company after Toccoa was a replacement. Many of them made fine soldiers, but they were replacements. Toccoa men are special, and they are always the guys I remember first." Beautiful. After that, we are officially at chapter 3, and my first marking is already at the second page, which says, "I spent my 10-day leave at home in Pennsylvania, where I arrived on New Year's Eve. Home was still a wonderful place, but given my experiences over the past several months, I felt a stranger among friends. At times it seemed that people at home did not even realize there was a war going on." Page 38, I marked Private John Tommy McCall, a 22-year-old airborne trooper from Wellsville, Ohio. A member of the 82nd Airborne Division, McCall was the first American paratrooper to be killed in combat in World War II. I just felt it was very important to know that. Continuing along, each officer was assessed for a coat and a whiskey. I didn't drink, never did drink, so I'll never know why they picked me for the detail of going to Philadelphia to pick up the coats and whiskey. I marked at page 53, "We were in England to prepare for war, not to tour the countryside, and the days were filled with intense training." And that brings me to where I am now, page 56. So I'm just gonna put a little dog ear. Yeah, I know, I write in my books, and I mark, and I dog ear, and I do all of that, but that's how I do it. Yeah, I'm gonna continue reading, and then I'll update you guys when there's something to update on. I am still editing my Pacific reaction, but until then, my goal for today is to get to page 75, which is part 2. And part 2 is basically called "In the Time of Achilles." Bring mythology into this. Okay, enjoy. Hi, and welcome back to an update. It's been a couple days. It is currently 12:24 p.m. I did not go to school today because of severe pains. Update you on life. I had Easter break. I went to a hotel for a couple days. I have barely read anything. I picked up a new hobby, knitting. So, I'm currently working on a sweater that I'm making in brown. And then I also made myself some nice... Oh, let me take these off. I also ended up making myself some very nice socks. I got into medicine school for a bachelor degree in medicine. I am not sure if I'm gonna say yes to it. Camera still looks crooked. So yeah. I filmed Hacksaw Ridge and I posted that. If you want to watch it, it's probably up in the corner. I bought a planner so I can plan my newest videos and when to film and stuff. Oh yeah, all funds from YouTube and donations and subs and patrons and stuff all will go to my education if I am thinking of saying yes to the school or not. Because if I say yes to the spot in medicine school, I will take my move to Spain for the first year. I still want to move to Spain anyways. But if I don't study, I need to figure out like an income. Anyways, Beyond Band of Brothers, let's talk about that. I'm currently on page 197, so I'm getting close to the end. But last time I updated you, I was at page 56. And let me tell you, we have some quotes that I'm going to read up for you. Page 57, I marked, "After he had passed me without recognition, I stopped, turned and said, 'Captain, we recognize and honor the rank.' Sobel stopped, turned, came to attention and said, 'Yes, sir.' We exchanged salutes and he moved on. My revenge was sweet. Sobel's debt to me had been paid in full." That actually did happen in the TV show, so that's exciting. Over the course of the spring, we made 5 training jumps in England before D-Day. Only one of these exercises, the airborne drop conducted on March 12th, was a night jump. I think I've just written and annotated parts that, I don't know, I feel like I learned from. Does that make sense? I couldn't help but wonder whether or not I would live to share another Mother's Day or Whitsun with loved ones. Would I see flowers bloom again the following spring? That sentence over here actually brought tears to my eyes when I read it, and I was just so upset thinking about it because they never knew if they were going to see their loved ones again or celebrate any particular day. Page 73. My only concern was whether or not I would let my men down once we entered combat. As a fighting company, the men were primed and ready to go, and we fully intended that we were either going to win the ensuing battle or be killed. And then we are at part 2, which is in the time of Achilles, which is also chapter 5, which is Day of Days. A Jerry potato masher, also known as hand grenade. Because did people really say that? I have never heard anyone say that to a hand grenade before. Because usually when there's a grenade out there, they scream grenade. My grandfather was on the beach getting his butt kicked. Your men at the guns kicked butt and saving his, along with hundreds more. Had you not succeeded, I might not be alive this day to tell you how deeply grateful I am that Easy Company accomplished its mission and saved the lives of a lot of men that day. As for myself, I never considered myself a killer, although I had killed several of the enemy. Killing did not make me happy, but in this particular circumstance, it left me momentarily satisfied. When it's about world history, or when it's something you watch a TV show about that is actually real history or real life people, you just put a new perspective in what you're reading. So everything, all the words I read, I just feel they're so strong. 105. How are you doing, Blythe? I can't see here, Blythe. Do you remember this from the TV show? I remember trying to comfort him by saying, "It's okay, Blythe. Relax. They'll soon have you out of here." As I started to move away, Blythe stood up, saying suddenly, I'm okay. I can see now." Oh, I remember this part in the TV show it just confused me. And then so many in the comments were like saying, oh, he's probably struggling with like sudden traumatization, or that his anxiety just went through the roof and then caused him to think he couldn't see when he could, you know. Page 111, it says here, "At the same time, I could not help but think that had I trained the men harder, if I had done a better job, maybe more of my men would have come home." And then at chapter 7, which is Holland, I didn't mark anything, but I just wanted to show you that in this copy, there's like so many images of Winters and Nixon and other soldiers, just their stories. And under every image on the side here, it says descriptions, who's on the image and where it was taken and stuff. So I just really like that, so I wanted to show that. The movements of the enemy seemed surreal to me. When they rose up, their reaction seemed to be so slow. When they turned to look over their shoulders at the sound of my firing, it was in slow motion. And when they started to raise their rifles to fire, they seemed so lethargic. I cannot give you a reason for this mental trance that I was in other than to say that everybody around me seemed out of synchronization. I was the only one who seemed normal. Do you remember that? When everything was like going in slow motion, when he was looking at one of the soldiers and he seemed so young. I didn't mark anything for chapter 10, but I'm currently at chapter 11, page 197. So I still have some to go. That is that update. I'm gonna go edit my Pacific reaction. I am currently editing the episode 8, which will be out before this video, so it's probably out already. But I'm gonna go edit, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will talk to you guys later.
Rushed against the wall, but good news, Arvin. I see no signs of anything. You're doing just fine. And the doctor says I'm fine. Yeah.
Update. I got to chapter 12, and that's where I've stopped. I think that's like page 209. I feel like I'm using forever to get through this book at this point, but I just don't have the time to read anything else than my studies. So, I don't know if I mentioned it in the other clip, but I did purchase a lot of books. Looks like that on the back. And this is The Diary of Anne Frank and The Three Musketeers. Both of them are beautiful editions, so I decided to go get it. I also have continued on my little project with the knitting, so I have 2 arms done. And now I'm missing the torso and the back piece. But I'm working on the back piece now. So this is what it's looking like so far. That's what I've been doing. I need to go downstairs and figure out what I'm going to eat. And I start in 20 minutes, so I'm gonna leave the house now and then I'll be talking to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are finishing up my vlog. Oh my god. Not only did finish the Pacific, but I also finished this book today. So let's talk about what I've annotated from chapter 12 onto the ending. On page 223, I decided to annotate World War II ended about as gloriously as I had ever hoped. Berchtesgaden was really the heart of Germany, not Berlin. And it was quite an honor to be in on the final drama. And then we have part 4, obviously a quote, and quotes are top tier in my book. So, we have won this war because our men are brave. Not because destiny created us better than all other people. I hope that in victory we are more grateful than we are proud. I hope we can rejoice in victory, but humbly. The dead men would not want us to gloat. On chapter 13, I found about something that I didn't know actually happened, and that was that he had German soldiers under his duty or command, under his charge. Here they were, all wishing to return home. Charming as the Austrian countryside was, occupation duty was one hell of a mess. Despite the fact that I had 25,000 Germans under my charge, there seemed like nothing to do. No reason to work. And then we have, in thinking back on the days easy company, I'm treasuring my remark to a grandson who asked, "Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?" "No," I answered, "but I served in a company of heroes." My granny then signed the letter, "Your easy company, comrade." And then my last annotation, no, not my last, okay. Chapter 16, and here I decided to annotate the last sentence, which is, "But each of us hoped that if we had learned anything from the experience, it is that war is unreal, and we earnestly hope that it would never happen again." That was that. It was an amazing experience reading this. It was so cool to look through the photos that they had in this book. Going through this book was absolutely just so interesting. I learned a lot from it. It was an incredible experience. I got to see a lot of the things that weren't in the TV show. There was more about their thoughts, what they were thinking, what they were feeling, other than just what we could see during the war. There was also more thoughts and talking about who the people were and what they ended up doing afterwards. And I just loved it. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It was so well written. And I would highly recommend it to anyone that needs to read anything that is war related. But yeah. If you haven't checked out the HBO series, you totally should. If you want to read the memoir, go for it. Band of Brothers is one of my favorite TV shows, and giving this book 5 out of 5 stars, amazing. That's it for today's reading vlog. I'm excited to see what we will be talking about next time, or what we will be reading. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, you can find me on all social platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. Everything will be linked down below. Thank you again. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, bye guys.